This is the Jason Walker Show. Two-time National Sports Media Association Montana Sportscaster of the Year and three-time loser, the Jason Walker Show. The best local and statewide sports coverage, featuring the biggest guests from Montana.
Flint Rasmussen joining us here on the Jason Walker Show.
He's freaking exhausting, too. You used to dance a lot more. Yeah, I know, lady. I'm 51 years old now.
The NAI Hall of Famer Mike Van Diest joining us here, Jason Walker Show. And is it just a deal where quarterbacks have to be good golfers?
Well, that's all they have time for. They don't work out. They don't lift weights. They don't do anything else. They might as well go get on the golf course and at least have some fun.
And from across the country,
Doug Gottlieb, our guest here on the Jason Walker Show.
End of the day, remember, it's your show. It's got your name on it.
Howie Mandel, our guest here.
Jason Walker, deal or no deal?
The Jason Walker Show, broadcasting from the Major Mortgage Man Cave. Here's Jason Walker.
Hey, what up? Happy, hold on. Here we go. Happy Thursday, Jason Walker Show. Presented by Capital Collision Center. Montana State Law says it is your vehicle, it is your choice where you have it repaired. Choose Capital Collision Center. We got a busy day today in the Major Mortgage Man Cave. We're talking football with Polson coach Kaden Glinsman. Flathead coach Alex Cummings will join us. Also going to talk to PBR CEO Sean Gleason coming up in a couple of minutes. And on this day in history, we have predictions for the weekend and much, much more coming up here on the Jason Walker Show. Of course, who knows? This might be our last, semblance of any sort of non-dictatorship country that we are heading towards. But I digress a little bit. What else we got coming up? We got a whole lot coming up. We're talking some golf too, as well. Don't forget, no show tomorrow as we head down to Bozeman to get ready for the Gold Rush game. And we are going to be making the announcement of the Montana Football Hall of Fame 2022 class on the Jason Walker Show around noon or 1 on Saturday. So we will be the first to announce the 2022 class for the Montana Football Hall of Fame coming up on Saturday, live from Bozeman. So you'll want to stay tuned for social media on that and how to follow it and what time we're going to be on. So let's see here. Oh, we're going to have some great interviews too. That'll be a fun time. That'll be a super, super fun time. Hope you're having a good day. I was until I logged onto a Facebook account, and it's just parents whining. That's all they do. Nobody can come up with a solution. You get Missoula schools, two of them have some issue, or one of them has an issue, so there won't be any football this week. Crosstown in Missoula. Is it Hellgate and Sentinel, I believe? And it's just parents just whining. Look, I don't care how you feel about the vaccine. I don't care how you feel about COVID. Just do what's right for the kids, okay? That's basically it. If you want the kids to have a season, it's all about the kids. And I said this a year ago. It's about the kids. It's not about you. It's not about your failed high school football career or the fact that you wear your Letterman's jacket to, Applebee's and share stories from 30 years ago when you thought you were really good. You weren't. And now you're trying to live through your kid who's better than you. Well, if you want to live through your kid, then do what's right for the kids and let them have their sports. And just, yeah. And it's the Montana AA Prep football page. Just, I won't say exactly how I want to say it, but yeah. They don't really pay much attention to the kids. They think they do. They think they're all about the kids over there on that page, but they're not. But you know who is about the people underneath of him? That is the CEO of the PBR. His name is Sean Gleason. PBR came out and decided last week to make an announcement that they're moving their World Finals to May of 2022 at Fort Worth, Texas. And I love it. I think it's great. And we tried to get him on the show last week. There was some scheduling issues because they were getting ready for a big performance on the USS Lexington. And to talk about that and to talk about much more with the PBR is the CEO and friend of the show, Sean Gleason. He joins us now here on the Mike Miller State Farm Hotline. Well, first off, I know it's been a busy summer for you. How you doing over there?
We're doing pretty good. It has been incredibly busy, which is a good thing with all that's going on in the world. We're fortunate that we keep bucking bulls everywhere we can.
It's definitely a cool thing. I think it's the second year. Last week you guys did the Cowboys for a Cause, or you got it coming up, but it was last week. But an aircraft carrier, not a normal place to ride bulls, but it's been a hit.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we did it last year, at the end of a very challenging year. We had struggled, obviously. We were the last sport down and the first sport back from COVID closures. And at the end of the year, we could have just tucked it in and called it a year. But we decided that we were going to raise some money for charity, buck bulls on an aircraft carrier. And unfortunately couldn't invite that many people. So we decided to go back this year and do it again. And it was just incredible.
It's always a fun thing, and as we talk to Sean Gleason, the PBR PBR CEO, it's early in the morning here, but hey, one thing I wanted to chat about before we move on. The PBR lost one of its own a couple weeks ago, and it's never an easy thing to deal with.
No, it never is. I'd hoped it was something I'd never have to go through in my career again, and unfortunately, Amadeo Campos Silva passed away as a result of injuries sustained in the arena, and we were fortunate to be able to honor him by donating a whole lot of money to his family. Actually, everybody that rode on the USS Lexington last week donated their money to Amadeo's family. That was $100,000. We matched it with $200,000 of donations other partners and fans have put in. So Amadeo's dream of providing a future for his family is going to be realized, and that's something that I'm really proud of the PBR family for taking care of their own and putting his family in a place that they otherwise wouldn't have been. So we realized his dream, unfortunately, as a result of his passing.
Yeah, our condolences too. It's the rodeo world is a family, and it doesn't matter if it's PBR or PRCA or whatever it is, but everybody comes together in a time of grief. As we talk to Sean Gleason on the Mike Miller State Farm Hotline, you got a big event coming up this week on Pluto TV, and that'll be in Anaheim. But a lot of great things are with the PBR.
Yeah, the team's loading into Anaheim. It's great that we were able to hold that event. We were worried about California and the COVID protocols and whether or not we would be allowed to have the event. But moving forward with that this weekend, and it is the first live broadcast on Pluto of an Unleash the Beast Tour event on Friday. And then Saturday, we've got great CBS Sports Network coverage. So one of the reasons we launched Pluto was to provide coverage free to all fans in the U.S. that have internet and television, that they can watch every round of PBR coverage live and through one of the two opportunities that we give them.
It's definitely cool, and you guys are just keep getting bigger. It's amazing after all these years that the PBR continues to grow. It's got to be satisfying.
It's been, I've been here 22 years, and it's been a good run. I'm just honored to be a part of the organization and the team that makes all this happen, and I can't complain.
Yeah, definitely not. PBR CEO Sean Gleason, our guest here, Jason Walker Show. All right, let's talk about the big news, which came out last week with the PBR World Finals moving to Texas. You're heading to Fort Worth next year. What went into that decision?
It really started. The conversation didn't start until we had to move the finals from Vegas to Texas last year. We went from T-Mobile in Vegas to AT&T Stadium as a result of the COVID protocols in the state of Nevada. And so that opened up a dialogue with the state, the city of Fort Worth, and other community leaders who asked the question simply, could we have a longer-term opportunity to host the World Finals. And it happened. It opened up the possibility for us to not only move to Texas, but move to May, which gives us a contiguous season from, we'll start in November, December, and run straight through to May, where historically we've had a multi-month break in the middle of the season, which has been really difficult for us to, communicate and have our fans understand why we start the first weekend in November and the first weekend of January and the first weekend of November. So, effectively a 10.5-month season, and then have a big 2 or 3 month break in the summer with maybe one event or two events here and there. And so we've been looking at this for a long time. The opportunity presented itself, and it also gives us a chance to build our own identity, not in the shadow of the NFR, which has always been a month later than the PBR World Finals in the same city.
And you avoid the NFL, you avoid pretty much every major sport too, which is a good thing.
We definitely wanted our own window for our championship. It helps with the opportunity to get the World Finals, great television coverage. And, the NFR is a fantastic event. Vegas has got a great Western Sports Championship that's held in December every year. And if you look at the calendar now, fans don't necessarily have to choose one or the other. If they were, financially restrained from going to Vegas twice in a literally a span of a month, or more likely just couldn't make that happen in the busy schedule of people's lives. Now gives Western sports fans an opportunity to think about, I'll enjoy two great championships, one in Vegas in December and one in Texas, Fort Worth, Texas in May.
And the way that everything went down, Sean, last year with COVID and everything moving over to Fort Worth, Arlington area, just seems like a perfect fit for the PBR to really go home to Texas and Fort Worth.
Yeah, the very first event that was ever held featuring PBR bull riders was in Fort Worth, Texas at the Cowtown Coliseum. And earlier this year, we announced that we'd entered into a partnership with the Stockyards Heritage Group and ASM Global to book and manage the Cowtown Coliseum as well as other assets in the Stockyards district. So we'd already started making investments in that community. And when this opportunity came up, it definitely is bringing the PBR home to Texas. Now, I have to tell you, we love Las Vegas. I don't think the PBR would exist without Las Vegas. And we're working with them to make sure that we've got a marquee event or events in the city of Las Vegas. And we'll be making those announcements in the next 30 to 60 days about a return to Vegas for those that want to be there.
That was my next question: would Vegas be on the circuit now because you're moving the finals? So there you go. You just answered it for me.
Yeah, we've got some other plans to announce. That the move also opens up an opportunity to create some new ideas and cultivate them, and so you can expect that there will be events in Las Vegas.
With the season now moving from November to May and not really having a break, is that? I mean, I guess it doesn't matter. These guys are bull riders. They're going to ride no matter what. So whether you take a break or not, I guess it's not a big deal, right?
No, the break did give some guys a chance to heal up if they were banged up along the way. But if you know these bull riders, they're riding in every single event that they can every week and weekend of the year. So if we're not holding an event, they're probably riding in a jackpot somewhere. Sure. And so it's not a burden to the bull riders. We definitely talked it through with them, and the fact that the season will shorten a little bit. We actually hope to take out a couple of events from the regular season, as long as we can continue to service our sponsors and everybody else. But slightly shorter regular season, and then actually a longer finals. And the bull riders love that. They love the fact that the World Finals is going to 7 performances over 2 weekends, as we had done it in years past at Mandalay Bay and Thomas and Mack. And they love that format because they can have a bad day during the World Finals and make it up along the way. So the bull riders are all very enthusiastic about the move and the changes.
Couple of final quick ones for Sean Gleason, the CEO of the PBR on the Jason Walker Show. Chase Doherty's returning this week. He had a torn MCL, got a new baby, but the former Montana State bull rider and Rookie of the Year candidate, and is probably going to win that thing. But he'll be back this week in Anaheim, and that's good to see.
I love Chase. He's got such an infectious personality, positive guy. We've got a show coming out that we've talked a little bit about called Last Cowboy Standing that we have produced over the last several months. And Chase was around during all of that, got to know him a little bit better, and what a great guy. He's fully committed to his profession, and can't say enough good things about Chase.
And we'll be getting Mr. Lockwood back soon too, which is great for everybody. Yeah,
absolutely. We missed Jess. He needs to heal up. I'm glad he is, and can't wait to get him back on the trail.
And then finally, I wanted to ask about Jose, because is this the best year that anybody has seen, or the best run that anybody's seen in the PBR, at least in the last, 10 years, but maybe ever?
Yeah, you can't even debate it, really. There's not a when you set the all-time 90-point ride mark in a season, when you have the highest marked ride in PBR's history, I think it's 9 wins so far, and it's not even debatable. Like, the guy is incredible, and it's just fun to watch. We're always rooting for a tight race in the PBR. We want there to be multiple guys with an opportunity to win the world championship. They're still not out of it, but man, if he can keep up that pace, they will be by the time the World Finals comes around. And we just look at it and say, well, that's a great opportunity to go celebrate one of the greatest seasons in the history of bull riding.
No question about that. Hey, appreciate the time as always. Good luck with the move, but good luck with the rest of the season, and we'll be talking down the road.
Sounds good.
That is PBR CEO Sean Gleason joining us here on the Mike Miller State Farm Hotline. Always good to catch up with him. And, they'll be in Anaheim. Ride Pass and Pluto TV this Friday night, and then CBS Sports Network on Saturday. But they do a great job covering the PBR and getting their name out there themselves. They're great self-promoters. There's no question about that. Speaking of self-promoters, some coaches are not. They just like to talk about their teams and their kids. And one of those guys is named Alex Cummings. He is the head football coach in his first season at Flathead. They've got a young team off to a rough start, and they'll be in the Helena Valley Friday night taking on Capital Bruins, a homecoming of sorts for Mr. Cummings. And we'll talk to him next when we return here on the Jason Walker Show, presented by Capital Collision Center. Montana state law says it is your vehicle, it is your choice. Where you have it repaired, choose Capital Collision Center. Don't forget to watch us on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. You can listen on Podbean, Network One Sports, TreasureStateRadio.com. Tweet us at JWalkerSports. You can call in 406-209-1267 and much more. We did get the new spot. So we have Sentinel helmet up there on the left as you're looking at it next to the trophy. And the Capital helmet over there too. So got to get this wall over here covered up. We got the Cool Alley Arena hanging up above Mark Leroux Photography, and got to get some more pictures around there. But and we're still working on the lighting. She was here today, so maybe by Christmas she'll follow through. Our lighting expert. More next, including Alex Cummings, Jason Walker Show. Hang on.
New vehicles keep coming, and Capital Collision Center keeps earning certifications to repair them. They're Helena's newest GM-certified facility. No matter the make or year, they repair your car to manufacturer's standards and requirements, maintaining its safety and value. Montana state law says it's your vehicle, and it's your choice where you have it repaired. Choose Capital Collision Center, certified in GM, Subaru, and Nissan, and Helena's only shop certified in Honda, Acura, and Ford. When you value safety, go to Capital Collision Center on Euclid.
Have you thought about buying a home and just don't know where to begin? Well, when it comes to one of the most important purchases one can make, we understand it can be frustrating and confusing, but it doesn't have to be. Let the Major Mortgage team help you with all your mortgage needs. Major Mortgage means major service, and we would love the opportunity to help you today. Give J.R. McFadden, NMLS number 1246357, a call today at 406-465-1918. or you can visit him at 2001 11th Avenue, Building A, Suite 3 in Helena. Major Mortgage is a division of AMCAP Mortgage, NMLS number 129122, equal housing lender. Do you love to look at photos of Montana, from animals to landscapes and more? Are you looking for a place to get your senior pictures or family portraits done? Are you a business owner looking to upgrade the decor in your offices? Well, look no further than Mark LaRoe Photography. Mark has been shooting beautiful photos all across the Treasure State, from rodeos to portraits, and would love to work with you. Visit marklaroephotography.com to see many masterpieces of his work, then give him a call to schedule your own photo shoot. Or to purchase one of his fantastic pieces, stop by Spirit of the Big Sky Gallery on Custer in Helena. marklaroephotography.com. You're looking live at the 2022 class of the Montana Football Hall of Fame. That is a signature introduction used by Hall of Fame sportscaster Brent Musburger. Our 2022 class will be announced September 11th during the SWX TV broadcast of Bobcat and Grizzly football games, along with the Jason Walker Show. Past inductees include Dave Dickinson, Brian Salonen, and Jan Stenerud. Make your plans now to be in Billings next June to hear from our 2022 inductees. Please go to mtfootballhof.com.
Who doesn't love being number one? When your team's dominating the standings, or your favorite band rocks the charts at number one, it feels good, right? Kind of like how it feels when you have auto insurance with State Farm. Because making you feel like number one is an honor your local State Farm agent takes seriously. Through the good times and not so good, your State Farm agent's proud to be here to help life go right.
Call State Farm agent Mike Miller in Helena today. Yes, it's true that Montana is a long way from the Gulf Coast, but you can bring that Cajun flavor home with a stop at Cafe Zydeco. From po' boys to classic sandwiches, Cafe Zydeco has all the best Cajun in town. Are you in the mood for seafood gumbo or crawfish etouffee? Maybe you're craving jambalaya with some shrimp and grits. Head in for breakfast, lunch, or dinner, or call ahead for pickup or delivery. Cafe Zydeco will fix all your southern cravings, even on a chilly Montana day. Cafe Zydeco is a proud sponsor of the Jason Walker Show.
Store-wide savings are what you'll find when you shop for new home furnishings at Rucker's Furniture. This means tremendous values on Helena's largest in-stock selection of home furnishings. When you shop Rucker's, you'll find store-wide savings on the furniture you want for every room in your home. And you'll also find our selection of Serta iComfort, the most comfortable beds in Helena. 12-month financing is available with approved credit on most purchases over $299. Ask for details. You'll find store-wide savings at Rucker's Furniture, 1010 Dearborn, Helena.
Let me ask you this, my friend. Have you forgotten how it felt that day to see your homeland under fire and her people blown away? Have you forgotten when those towers fell? We had neighbors still inside going through a living hell.
Welcome back, Jason Walker Show. That is Daryl Worley, and Have You Forgotten from, 15 years ago. It has been 20 years Saturday, 9/11. And we're going to talk to a couple of coaches and get their thoughts on 9/11 from 20 years ago. What were their memories? Because they were pretty young. If you want to weigh in on where you were, you can go to at @JWalkerSports on the Twitter. You can email us. You can call in 406-209-1267. 20th anniversary coming up on Saturday. I can't believe that. It's been 20 years already. There's a football game Friday night, and the Flathead Braves are coming to town. Take on Capital Bruins. It'll be a good game, I think. I'll tell you who I think is going to win a little bit later on in predictions. But joining us now on the Mike Miller State Farm Hotline to talk about his Braves and much more is the first-year head coach, Alex Cummings, joining us now on the Jason Walker Show. Well, first off, Coach, how's things going? You still happy you're the head coach at Flathead?
Yeah, I am. It's just part of the deal, man. There's ups and downs with football, and I do think our kids are playing very hard right now, and I'm very happy with our numbers. We're battling, for one, some injuries. That's tough. We're a very young football team, and we're still trying to find our groove in some aspects. And so it's just it's all part of the grind, and so, yeah, well, I'm happy. Obviously I'd be a lot happier if we were 2-0, but we're trying to build this thing up, and that's important to keep in mind that, we're small victories. We got to keep our vision in our mind, and we got to just keep moving forward, and we got to keep getting better.
What are the positives from the first 2 weeks?
I think the positives are this for me. For one, like I said, I think our kids play very hard, and that's something that is important to me. I don't have to coach effort on this football team. And I look back to Billings, obviously, we give up an opening kickoff, beautiful kick, just one guy out of position, tough one. And to me, as a veteran coach and a guy who's been around a long time, in my mind, I was like, okay, well, it's just the same as they went down and scored on their first drive. Now we just get the ball back, gotta go answer. Well, I thought we spent the first half of that game kind of on our heels, and it took us a while to kind of really dig in. But the positive takeaway from that game for me was, if you go look at the second half, I thought we played a pretty clean second half as far as moving the football, and defensively. But, we get down in that game into the red zone 4 times, and we have 3 red zone turnovers, so although, yeah, we don't ever want that, I think in hindsight, that's a good learning experience for us. We just cannot have turnovers in the red zone. It's just unacceptable to turn the ball over. The other thing is, too, as far as positives go, we're playing a lot of really young kids right now in this program, which is a good thing. There's a lot of kids that are getting their first varsity reps, kind of throwing kids into the fire. We're a banged-up football team right now. But the positive to that is we have 43 sophomores on the roster, and we're getting a lot of experience. We just, like I said before, we just have to keep that in mind, that we're going to have to just keep getting better week by week and keep our goals in our mind, and, just understand that that's football sometimes, and we have to control what we can control.
Well, I mean, you get down into the red zone anytime, that means you're moving the ball and the offense is clicking. The turnovers haunt you a little bit, but there's a positive there on that offensive side of the ball that, hey, we can at least move the ball. Now we just got to finish drives.
Right. And that's the word going around here right now, is just finish. We struggled moving the ball against Gallatin a lot more than we did in the first game. But again, I think a lot of that is on us as coaches, is, hey, we just have to finish better. We have to continue to get better, and we have to hit the opportunities when they're there. Gallatin's a good team, make no doubt about it. And I've known their head coach a long time. We played together. For one, that's a huge football team, and they're well coached. And they threw the sink at us when they were on defense. I mean, they brought it hard, and as a young team, we have to realize, like, we got to be able to move the ball.
Right.
We got to keep our defense off the field. There's a lot of positives, a lot of takeaways, but that's just the thing. It's just a learning experience for us right now. We're continually getting better, and we just have to be able to move the ball on offense and keep our defense off the field at times. And then when we have the opportunity to score, we have to score. It has to be automatic.
Talking with Flathead High coach Alex Cummings, who is making a homecoming of sorts this weekend when the Braves come down to take on Capital. What are your initial feelings coming back to Helena?
Well, I think for one, Capital's a good team.
No. We'll talk about Capital in a second. You personally coming back down to here.
Well, no, it's good. It's always good to be in Helena. They'll be ready to go for us. It's kind of one of those things. I'm happy to be where I'm at. So.
Okay. All right. Now you can talk about Capital.
Yeah, no, it's a typical, in my mind on film, I mean, it's a typical Capital team. They're well coached. They have had a staff that's been, most of them been together a long time. It seems like they have some really good size and speed to them. I don't know what you guys feed those guys down in Helena, but they look like a good football team. They look big. But like I said, they look well coached. We got to be ready to go this weekend.
they've struggled a little bit offensively. They've scored, 14 points through the first 2 games after getting shut out last week. But their defense is really good, and they're taking on a young offensive team. Do you see are you anticipating a lot of similarities, Coach, between what Gallatin threw at you and what Capital's going to throw at you this week?
Yeah, that's a great question. And Capital's one of those teams that traditionally, they don't run a lot of blitzes and things like that defensively. They've always relied heavily on their schemes. They don't change a lot defensively, and they seem to have the guys to get done what they need to get done without having to throw the kitchen sink at people. That being said, I don't know. I expect them to probably throw some things at us, especially they know now they've had 2 weeks worth of film that we've got a young O-line, and, we're struggling a little bit there to kind of get rolling. So, I expect them to throw some things at us, definitely. But there's a lot of similarities between our team for sure. As you said, they struggle a little bit offensively, but, I like the team they have on film. I think they're a lot like us, where they're going to find their groove offensively at some point, and we need to be ready to go defensively and make sure that we're sound on defense so we don't let those guys cut it loose offensively.
It's going to be a good game Friday night as we talk to Flathead High football coach Alex Cummings on the Mike Miller State Farm Hotline. All right, Coach, I drafted Patrick Mahomes first in my NFL fantasy draft. Did I do wrong?
I don't think you can go wrong there. I really don't.
Because it was between him and Christian McCaffrey.
Well, he's also a freak, so take your pick. See, I'm a big believer in taking the quarterback, though.
Thank you.
I don't know why. It just seems like if I had number 1 pick, I would have taken Tom Brady, because he seems to score all over the place. But no, I don't think you can go wrong there.
Yeah, and people are giving me a hard time, and I'm like, but it's a quarterback-driven league. The NFL is all about the quarterbacks. If you have
and he's a guy that can run too. You know what I mean? You're doubling points there.
Josh Allen went 3rd overall, so it's not like I did anything stupid. I had the 1st overall pick. I took Patrick Mahomes. I don't think I was the only one in the country.
I think you go with your gut. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And in the long run, it doesn't really matter, because I've won it one time in my life, and that's good enough for me. I'll probably never win it again.
There you go. Hey, I got a final serious question for you, but the 20th anniversary of 9/11 is coming up Saturday night. What are your memories?
Wow, that's a great question. So, I remember being in 5th grade when 9/11 happened. And I remember waking up, and my mom was watching the Today Show. And I remember I didn't really know at the time what the World Trade Center was or what was happening, but I knew, it was something big, because I remember my dad had just left for work, and my mom's calling my dad, freaking out. And I remember actually sitting in 5th grade. We literally watched the TV that whole day at school. So to me, it's kind of a somber thing. What I remember from that, again, I was pretty young, but I just remember the immediate reaction kind of shock and what's going on. And then I remember a huge swing of American, call it patriotism, where, I watched a country rally around, around each other and support the United States. And, it's a very important thing for me. And Flat High has always done a great job, supporting the military. Our kids last weekend wanted to run out of the tunnel with 13 flags for the 13 Marines killed last week. So it's important to us. I think more than anything, just to honor and respect the ones that we lost. And if you think about it in the sense of history, that's, other than Pearl Harbor, that's a huge event in American history. So really kind of crazy. That's been 20 years ago. But it's something that I remember, and now I'm teaching kids that weren't even born, when that happened. So that's kind of an interesting thing, but no, it's a very, very important thing to us that we make sure and honor those people.
Have you talked? How have you handled this week with the kids, both football team and in classroom?
We've definitely discussed it in class. Tomorrow, before we leave, actually they're doing a ceremony here at Flathead right away in the morning. And it'll definitely be a big topic of discussion, probably in most classes tomorrow. And I think more than anything, it's important to me, like personally, that, we do remember what happened, because I think it's a significant event in American history. And it's something that it doesn't matter what class you're in, it definitely deserves to be talked about and remembered. And it's something I think, we can learn a lot from history, and especially such a significant event, with losing over 2,000, American lives in one event. I mean, it's a big deal. So it'll be good tomorrow to honor those people and have a chance to discuss that with our high school kids.
Well, I thank your football team for what they did last week. That is that's an emotional thing, and with a son in the military right now, I appreciate what your football team just did last week in honoring those 13 that were killed last week. So appreciate that, Coach.
Absolutely.
Hey, good luck this weekend. Safe travels, and we'll talk soon. How's that? Because you got to still play Helena High.
Absolutely. So. Yeah, no doubt. So, and I've got your address. I'm sending you some gear in the mail.
Where's that helmet?
I rep the brand for you. Yes, I have that for you too, and I'll get it down to you. Are you going to be at the game on Friday?
No.
Okay, I will find a way to get it to you.
Well, you just give it to me.
I'll find a way to get it to you. It's that important to me. I'm that big a fan of the show.
Well, you know what? You should wear the Jason Walker Show shirt underneath your Flathead shirt Friday night during the game.
For some good luck, John.
Yes, that. And then when you win, you take off the Braves shirt and you just flaunt me on the sideline.
Yeah, I love that. Hey, you saw it. I wore it down in my honeymoon in Costa Rica.
I know. That's awesome. And I showed the picture, so congratulations on that.
Thanks, but you're internationally known now.
I don't know about that, but I am big in Ireland, and now apparently in Costa Rica, so.
Well, there you go. You got a lot of fans down there in Costa Rica.
I appreciate that, Coach. We just need them to sponsor the show from down there. Safe travels down here. Thank you for your time, and we'll end on a high note. And good luck to the Braves on Friday night.
Thanks, Jason. Appreciate you as always, buddy.
That is Alex Cummings, the coach of Flathead High, and big game at Capitol tomorrow night. You can find it on NFHS Network. And I think somebody from Flathead's going to be covering the game. So there you go. Quick break. We'll come back. We'll talk some East Helena football with Polson coach Kaden Glinsman. He used to coach at Carroll. He's got a lot of connections to the guys at East Helena and much more. And we also have predictions coming up on this day in history and more here on the Jason Walker Show. Stick around. Coming right back. This segment brought to you by Rutgers Furniture. Make the quality choice for your home at Rutgers Furniture, 1010 Dearborn, Helena.
Store-wide savings are what you'll find when you shop for new home furnishings at Rutgers Furniture. This means tremendous values on Helena's largest in-stock selection of home furnishings. When you shop Rutgers, you'll find store-wide savings on the furniture you want for every room in your home. And you'll also find our selection of Serta iComfort, the most comfortable beds in Helena. 12-month financing is available with approved credit on most purchases over $289. Ask for details. You'll find store-wide savings at Rutgers Furniture, 1010 Dearborn, Helena.
You're looking live at the 2022 class of the Montana Football Hall of Fame. That is a signature introduction used by Hall of Fame sportscaster Brent Musburger. Our 2022 class will be announced September 11th during the SWX TV broadcast of Bobcat and Grizzly football games, along with the Jason Walker Show. Past inductees include Dave Dickinson, Brian Salonen, and Jan Stenerud. Make your plans now to be in Billings next June to hear from our 2022 inductees. Please go to mtfootballhof.com. Everyone knows about Dinners Done Right and the convenience of the cook and carry cuisines. It's so easy to just stop by and you have something for dinner that night. But there's also one more thing you need to know about. Dinners Done Right Grab and Go Salad Bar. Yes, I said salad bar. Always the freshest ingredients, along with a daily soup and nacho bar too. So the next time you are in a rush or you just want to eat healthy, stop by Dinners Done Right for the soup, salad, and nacho bar. For monthly menus and more info, it's dinnersdoneright.com. Do you love to look at photos of Montana, from animals to landscapes and more? Are you looking for a place to get your senior pictures or family portraits done? Are you a business owner looking to upgrade the decor in your offices? Well, look no further than Mark LaRoe Photography. Mark has been shooting beautiful photos all across the Treasure State, from rodeos to portraits, and would love to work with you. Visit marklaroephotography.com to see many masterpieces of his work, then give him a call to schedule your own photo shoot. or to purchase one of his fantastic pieces, stop by Spirit of the Big Sky Gallery on Custer in Helena. Mark LaRoe, photography.com.
New vehicles keep coming, and Capital Collision Center keeps earning certifications to repair them. They're Helena's newest GM-certified facility. No matter the make or year, they repair your car to manufacturer's standards and requirements, maintaining its safety and value. Montana state law says it's your vehicle and it's your choice where you have it repaired. Choose Capital Collision Center, certified in GM, Subaru, and Nissan, and Helena's only shop certified in Honda, Acura, and Ford. When you value safety, go to Capital Collision Center on Euclid.
Have you thought about buying a home and just don't know where to begin? Well, when it comes to one of the most important purchases one can make, we understand it can be frustrating and confusing, but it doesn't have to be. Let the Major Mortgage team help you with all your mortgage needs. Major Mortgage means major service, and we would love the opportunity to help you today. Give J.R. McFadden, NMLS number 1246357, a call today at 406-465-1918. Or you can visit him at 2001 11th Avenue, Building A, Suite 3 in Helena. Major Mortgage is a division of AMCAP Mortgage, NMLS number 129122, equal housing lender.
Where were you when the world stopped turning? That September day, were you in the yard with your wife and children, or working on some stage in L.A.? Did you stand there in shock at the sight of that black smoke rising against that blue sky? Did you shout out?
Welcome back, Jason Walker Show. We are presented by Capital Collision Center. Montana state law says it is your vehicle, it is your choice where you have it repaired. Choose Capital Collision Center. Coming up in the Major Mortgage Man Cave still today, before we scoot on out of here for the weekend, is, of course, Alan Jackson there. Where were you when the world stopped turning on that September day? We're going to talk predictions, also on this day in history, and much more. So stick around. We're not going anywhere quite yet. We're going to have a good conversation now with the head coach of Polson High. He has been there for a couple of years, and he's got himself a really good quarterback by the name of Jarrett Wilson. The Pirates host East Helena Vigilantes on Friday night in Polson, and to talk about it is the head coach of the Pirates, Kaden Glinsman, and he joins us now here on the Jason Walker Show. Well, first off, Coach, how are things? We've talked on Twitter, but we've never talked. So, thanks for joining us.
Yeah, thanks for having me. You know, it's my third year here. It feels like just yesterday. I was sitting up in the booth at Carroll College, 2018, and you were calling the game, in the booth next to us. So it's kind of a surreal feeling to now be the head coach of the Polson Pirates, and yeah, like I said, going into my third fall.
It is crazy that it's been that long, but it's been a pretty successful first couple of years for you, at least.
Yeah, when we first got here, turning the program around, just coming in and just selling the idea of competing in everything that we do.
As we talked to Kaden Glinsman, the football coach at the, I was going to say University of Polson, but it is the high school Polson, here on the Jason Walker Show, courtesy of the Mike Miller State Farm Hotline. All right, let's talk about your team, and obviously it starts at the quarterback position, Jarrett Wilson. Any team that has him would be lucky, and you're the guy that's got him.
Yeah, absolutely. He's a tremendous young man. He's an awesome signal caller. And we're blessed to have him. Extremely accurate. He's probably going to wind up being a Big Sky kid. If it's not a quarterback, it's probably going to end up being at safety. And we're just thankful to have him for the time that we do.
Yeah, you got him for a whole nother year after this, which is always a nice thing.
Yes, absolutely.
Hey, so tell me about the rest of the team real quick. Your skill position guys and your defense and offense and all that.
Yeah, no, we have 5 senior receivers. When we spread the ball out, we're primarily 10 personnel, and yeah, we had a ton of guys coming back from last year, and those guys are blossoming into their positions. Colton Graham's slot receiver, 6'3", probably about 180 pounds. He just figured out this past fall that he's probably more of a football player than a basketball player. And, he just does a tremendous job of finding open space. Our offensive motto is to simply attack space fast, and he does that probably about as well as you possibly could ask for. We have some other guys on the outside. Alex Muski, baseball player, tremendous speed. On the other side, Robert Perez, another guy with tremendous speed, and I don't think he drops a ball that gets thrown his way. So, ton of stuff coming back, and we're just looking forward to playing this Friday night.
Yeah, it should be a good game. All right, so I'm going to run through some names here. Do you still have these guys? Bronson Henriksen.
Yeah, Bronson Henriksen. He's a 6'5", 235, 240 pounds.
So he got bigger since March.
Yes, yeah. He's another one of those. It's funny when they were 0-9, he was a freshman, and he didn't even want to come out as a sophomore. I talked him into it. Like, I think the day fall camp started my first year, and he's a guy that, again, he's probably going to be a Big Sky kid, and just growing into his massive frame. I was talking to a Big Sky recruiter this afternoon, and I just was telling him, he looks like a Greek god, and he still has a long ways, left to go in the weight room. So, big things for him.
Go back to Colton Graham real quick. 1,200 yards, 9 touchdowns last year, and only played in 7 games. That's pretty good.
Yeah. No, he was unfortunately, with in between COVID and some and an injury, he was only able to play in 7 games. I think he had 2 games where he had over 250. And the way our offense works, honestly, is we're not trying to specifically get him the ball, each and every play. That's not how our offense is designed. But it just so happens that he's got a great relationship with Jared, and like I said, he just finds open space. He catches everything that you throw at him, and he's for a big guy, he's able to make guys miss after the catch too. So.
As we talk with Polson coach Kaden Glinsman here on the Mike Miller State Farm Hotline on a Thursday, day before a big game tomorrow with East Helena. Before we talk about the Vigilantes, you've got quite the connection. Not only were you a coach at Helena, but Sean Mergel, the AD at East Helena, was your defensive coordinator down in Nevada. Is that right?
Yeah. So he had just left, I believe, the University of San Diego with Jim Harbaugh, and he actually came in, and there's a ton of connections there. My head coach, Chris Ward, was a Fairfield guy. He's now the head coach at Fernley High, and just won his first state championship there. But he's a Fairfield guy. He's a Carroll guy. Our offensive coordinator is Tim Connors. I believe he's in the Carroll College Hall of Fame or Ring of Fame, something like that. And then Sean Mergel, he came and he was our defensive coordinator, I believe, my sophomore year and beyond. So okay. I've known those guys for a long time, and they're part of the reason why, honestly, I claim Montana, and I think of myself as a Montanan.
Well, you've been here long enough, because you also taught at East Helena. You coached under Tony Arnson at Helena High, and you had a pretty good kid by the name of Troy Arnson at quarterback. So you know how to coach some quarterbacks there.
Yeah, well, that was actually my very first experience when I first coached at Helena High, and we go out for a spring practice, and after that day I go back into the coaching, in the coach's office, and I say, wow, this Troy kid's pretty good, and they all kind of giggle, and yeah, that's the coach's kid. So yeah, I know that's been our relationship, all the way back, and then obviously at 2018 I was fortunate enough to be on his senior year, the staff of his senior year. Yep. At Carroll College.
Yep. He was such a man. His role could have been more huge, I think, at Carroll, but I think he was underutilized there. Okay, East Helena, Vigilantes. They're 0-1, missed last week with COVID. They're coming to town, but there's a lot of similarities. I mean, you obviously know the school, but, this is the coach because he was at Mission the last couple of years, and Tyler Murray. We had him on yesterday, but this should be a good game. Now, they haven't scored yet. They're young, all of that. But what can you expect from an East Helena squad on Friday night?
Well, they're going to come out and they're going to play really hard. they're obviously a young staff, but they're well coached. There's lots of other guys on that staff. Carson Bender, who I coached with at Helena High, he's on that staff. Coach Sampson, his dad was actually our assistant principal here in Polson. So I just know that those guys are going to be well coached. They're going to come out and if our philosophy offensively is to attack space fast, they're probably going to have a game plan to take that away, and just looking forward to that challenge. And I talked with Murray a little bit, and I understand where they're at in the program, and I just gave him some words words of encouragement. I think that program is going to be very much on the rise here in the next couple of years, and they're setting their foundation now. And like I said, we're just looking forward to the opportunity to go out and compete.
I know you got to run to practice quick, but let me ask you, with the 20th anniversary of 9/11 coming up on Saturday, what are your thoughts? I mean, what do you remember from that day 20 years ago?
Wow, it's crazy. It's been 20 years. I was a freshman in high school, and it's meant so much to so many people. And it's, with the game of football, I think that our armed forces and military go hand in hand with that as far as that tribute goes. And it's funny that I look back and now that you mention it, the guy that I was watching that news clip, that footage was with in Winnemucca, Nevada. He's now actually a Green Beret, and it's kind of funny how those things mold you. And so for us, like you said, looking back in remembrance, we just we got to humble ourselves and not take this game too terribly seriously, and just know that our people fighting overseas and what they're doing to protect us here at home, so we can play this great game, shouldn't be taken for granted.
Have you talked to the kids about this at all this week?
Not yet, no.
Because none of them were born.
Actually, yeah. No, it's something actually we're going to talk about here after our shortened Thursday practice here.
Okay. Wow. Let's end on a happy note, shall we? It is National Teddy Bear Day. Do you have a teddy bear still?
No. Well, my daughter is 7 years old.
Okay.
She's in the second grade, and her name is Reese, and so she is my Reese bear. So how about that?
Okay, I like that. That's not bad. That's
yep.
I can handle that. I don't have a teddy bear either. But it is also Care Bears Share Your Care Day. So if there was one care you'd like to share, which would it be?
I'm just so thankful for this Polson community supporting us, supporting our kids. Our administration here is fantastic. I'm not very good at saying thank you, and so that's something that I care very deeply about, and I know they care for me, care for my family. They've taken us in with open arms, and I just couldn't be more grateful to be here.
Well, I'm grateful that you answered the phone, and thankful that you came on the show today talking about the big game tomorrow. Good luck tomorrow. Let's hook up in a couple weeks when you're down here. Would love to get a pirate helmet hanging up somewhere in the studio, so we got to work on that. But and next time I'm in Polson, we'll go golfing. How's that?
Love it. Absolutely love it.
Good luck tomorrow night, Coach, and we'll talk soon.
Okay. Thanks, Jason.
Kaden Glinsman joining us on the Mike Miller State Farm Hotline. Good dude. Polson, East Helena, Friday night in Polson. It's going to be a good game. All right. Let's do predictions before we lose our Treasure State radio audience. So let's do predictions now. Went 5-5 last week. I sit 12-8 overall through 2 weeks. Not terrible, but not great. All right, we'll start with some high school. We got 6 high school, 4 college games this week we're going to pick. All right, Helena High at Butte, opening weekend of conference play in the AA. Bengals have allowed a total of 14 points in 2 games. They have the most seasoned quarterback. I'll take Helena High 28-12. Flathead is at Capital. A homecoming of sorts for Braves coach Alex Cummings, which we talked about. I think Capital's just a better team, veteran more so, and the Bruins win 17-7. We still need music for this, don't we? We do. Let me find some real quick, because we still need some good music for this. I got to find some. Let's see. What should we do? I can't remember. I don't know what we should do for music for this.
Okay. Well, we'll just do predictions then. Music next week. How's that? All right. We got East Capital winning 17-7 over Flathead. East Helena at Polson. Lots of connections in this one, like we just heard. But any team that has Jarrett Wilson at quarterback is my pick. Pirates roll 56-7. Townsend is at Whitehall. Dogs got a huge win last week, and I'm going to take them over Whitehall this week, 42-0. Jefferson hammered Whitehall a week ago. Panthers are at Cutbank and win 34-21. Three Forks at Florence Carlton. Wolves 2-0. Florence Carlton unbeaten. I think they're first in they're ranked number 1 in the state. Three Forks is going to lose this one 42-15. MSU Northern at Southern Oregon. Autzen Stadium in Eugene. Lights have had an extra week to get better, so have the Raiders. The Raiders win 35-17. Western is at Dickinson State. It's a non-conference game for both. I like the Dogs on the road, 24-20. Western Illinois at Montana. Will the Grizz have a letdown after the big win last week? I'd like to say yes, but the Grizzlies will win. I'm not sold on their offense yet. We'll go 17-9. Drake at Montana State. Cats should have beaten Wyoming a week ago. They'll be under the lights. Gold rush at Bobcat Stadium. It'll be a patriotic night. And Montana State wins at 34-17. Those are our predictions. And we'll run through them again. So take Helena High, Capital, Polson, Townsend, Jefferson, Florence Carlton, Southern Oregon, Montana Western, Montana, and Montana State. There you go. All right, now on this day in history. It is brought to you by Mountain Nutrition at 3222 Centennial Drive in Helena. Mountain Nutrition. Abby has been open for about 3 months now, and I love her shakes. Oh my gosh. Had the Reese's one yesterday. Chocolate peanut butter is very tasty as well. The boosted teas, which come with like just awesomeness of metabolism booster, and provide 21 vitamins and minerals, as do the protein shakes, 24 grams of protein, 21 vitamins and minerals. You can follow on Facebook MTN Nutrition, also MTN Nutrition MT on Instagram. 3222 Centennial Drive. If you're in East Helena and you're heading up to Polson tomorrow, you should stop before 2 o'clock because our hours are 7 to 2, but you should, or if you're driving from East Helena into work, just stop and get your Mountain Nutrition, okay? Today is September the 9th. It is National Teddy Bear Day. I know what music we should have used for that. Let's do this. Let's see here. I like this one. I like this one a lot. We're going to do this.
Today.
Oh, ads. That's what my daughter says every time we play a video. All right, it's going to play right after this. It is National Teddy Bear Day. It is Care Bears Share Your Care Day. It is National Wiener Schnitzel Day and also School Pitcher Day. Yeah. Love it. Nothing better than Elvis. On this date in 1904, Boston Herald refers to the New York Baseball Club as the Yankees when it reports the Yankees take 2. Yankees name does not become official until 1913. On this date in 1914, Boston Brave George Davis with a no-hitter of Philadelphia. 1945, Jimmy Fox hits his 534th and final career home run. 1948, Brooklyn Dodger Rex Barney no-hits the New York Giants. 1955, Don Zimmer hits the 4,000th home run in Dodger history. 1965, Sandy Koufax with his 4th career no-hitter, his first perfect game. And we have... Yeah, check this out. Check this out. That is my Sandy Koufax autographed pitcher. So there you go. I'm not even a Dodger fan, but I respect Sandy Koufax. Just saying. It is also 1978, Flushing Meadows, New York. Chris Evert wins her 4th straight U.S. singles title. 1979, John McEnroe would win his first Grand Slam title at the U.S. Open. And then 5 years later, 1984 on this date, he would win his 4th U.S. title and final Grand Slam singles event. 1987. Nolan Ryan strikes out his 4,500th batter, 4,500th batter. 1990, 19-year-old Pete Sampras wins his first Grand Slam title at the U.S. Open. In 2006, Maria Sharapova, the teenager from Russia, but really of Bradenton, Florida, wins her first U.S. title. First of, 5 Grand Slams? She's got the career Grand Slam. 1945, the first bug in a computer a computer program was discovered by Grace Hopper. The first bug in a computer program. It was a moth, and it was removed by tweezers from a relay and then taped into the log. So it was literally a bug. Happy birthday to Colonel Sanders, born on this date in 1890, founder of Kentucky Fried Chicken. The walk-off is coming up, but that was on this day in history, presented by Mountain Nutrition and 3222 Centennial Drive in Helena. Great shakes and teas. Oh, so good. And you can do aloe shots too. And you have fat-reducing shakes as well. Yeah. Energy, boosters. Oh, so good. Mountain Nutrition in Helena, right between East Helena. In fact, right next to BMC and in between BMC and Auto Concepts. So there you go. All right, let's do this. Nope, this.
We're almost at the end of the show. What did we learn? And what did he miss? Time for the walk-off.
Boom. The walk-off presented by Cafe Zydeco, where the Big Easy meets the Big Sky. Stop in. They love our country. They love our first responders, our police, our everybody, and our military as well. Cafe Zydeco is very patriotic, and we love Cafe Zydeco. Go see Miss Lou and the gang for dinner tonight or this weekend. Let's see. Oh, I saw this. The Tech and Rocky men are both receiving votes in the first preseason NAI golf poll, so that's awesome. Remember, the Rocky men won the Frontier a year ago, did not get to go to Nationals because the Frontier Conference dropped the ball. The Rocky women are receiving votes as well. The Frontier Conference champion Carroll College Saints not receiving votes, but they got screwed last year too because the Frontier Conference dropped the ball and, played with only 5 teams and couldn't get a waiver for golf to go to the playoffs like they did for football because, God forbid, we do anything but football in the Frontier Conference. There's also golf. But I do know some ADs are trying to get rid of golf. Although Western or Montana Western is going to add golf only for the Frontier Conference Championship in the spring so that the Frontier plays with 6 so that the screwage doesn't happen again. The Frontier Conference needs to take a look at its leadership from the top on down. And I love Kent Polson, but there are some things that need worked on in the Frontier Conference for sure. All right. We've talked about it with a couple of coaches today already. And it's Saturday night. We'll be in Bozeman for Gold Rush. So no show tomorrow because we're going to be driving to Bozeman to get set up. But on Saturday afternoon, at around 1 o'clock or so, that's what we're shooting for. Could be 2, could be a little bit earlier than 1. But right around 1, we'll be set up. And we will break the news on the 2022 Montana Football Hall of Fame inductees here on the Jason Walker Show. You'll also be able to find out later that night during the TV broadcasts from both the Grizz and the Cat games on SWX. But we'll have the official announcement tomorrow or Saturday afternoon. Saturday is going to be a tough day for many in the world, and especially in the United States of America. We got an illegal mandate sent out today, but whatever. As the faux president announced no live speech coming up on Saturday, the 20th anniversary of September the 11th. He's doing some pre-recorded video crap. We're going to take time to honor those who were lost, though. Not a ton, just enough.
Fox's Big Noon Saturday.
Because we care. And we're hoping the American flag stays over my right shoulder, your left side, as you look at it from now on. But we remember.
American girls and American guys will always stand up and salute. We'll always recognize when we see Old Glory flying. There's a lot of men dead, so we can sleep in peace at night when we lay down our heads. My daddy served in the army, where he lost his right eye, but he flew a flag out in our yard till the day that he died. He wanted my mother, my brother, my sister and me to grow up and live happy in the land of the free. Now this nation that I love is falling under attack. A mighty sucker punch came flying in from somewhere in the back. Soon as we could see clearly through our big black eye, man, we lit up your world like the 4th of July. Hey, Uncle Sam, put your name at the top of his list, and the Statue of Liberty started shaking her fist, and the eagle will fly, and it's gonna be here when you hear Mother Freedom start ringing her bell, and it'll feel like the whole wide world is raining down on you. Oh, brought to you courtesy of the red, white, and blue. Served and the battle will rage. This big dog will fight when you rattle his cage, and you'll be sorry that you messed with the U.S. of A. 'Cause we'll put a boot in your ass, it's the American way. Hey, Uncle Sam, put your name at the top of his list, and the Statue of Liberty started shaking her fist, and the eagle will fly, and it's gonna be hell when you hear Mother Freedom start ringing her bell, and it'll feel like the whole wide world is raining down on you. All brought to you courtesy of the red, white, and blue.
That, of course, Toby Keith, courtesy of the red, white, and blue. And, yeah, that is a live look. That is a live look at downtown Manhattan, midtown Manhattan in New York right now. 20 years almost to the day. 9/11, Saturday, will be the 20th anniversary. My brother fought in the War on Terror with the U.S. Navy aboard the USS Milius. I had a cousin who no longer speaks to me, but he was in the War on Terror, actually was in Afghanistan, was in Iraq, and much more. But we don't forget here on the Jason Walker Show. Do you remember where you were on that day when we lost civilians? Parents, fathers, mothers, sons and daughters, children, first responders, and so many more. It was the toughest and the saddest time in this country's history during my lifetime, and for many others. We heard from Coach Cummings from Flathead. We heard from Coach Kaden Glinsman from Polson. We honor those killed and those left behind. And a big thank you to our armed forces who keep us safe day and night. And that includes this dude right here. That is my son, Bob, who is currently stationed overseas with the United States Army and a Black Hawk crew. We thank him for his service. Every day. We've been in contact. He's safe. But we wish you well, bud. Get home soon. Godspeed. We love you. If you missed anything, you can go to jasonwalkershow.com. And we hope to see you back here on Tuesday. Remember, no show tomorrow as we head down to Bozeman to get set for the Hall of Fame, Montana Football Hall of Fame induction ceremony announcement. Who's going to be in the 2022 class? I know. You'll find out Saturday. Also on Tuesday when we return, Kyle Mihelish will join us. Larry the Cable Guy will join us as well. Yep, you heard that. Larry the Cable Guy. We leave you with this, another picture of a live look on EarthCam of Midtown Manhattan in New York. We're thinking of you this weekend. And we remember what happened on this date 20 years ago. Take care of one another. We'll see you on Tuesday at 4.
By the Jason Walker Media Company. Any reuse, rebroadcast, or retransmission without the express written consent of the Jason Walker Show is strictly prohibited. Just listen, watch, and enjoy.